What is up, people? What is up? How we doing? You made it halfway through the week. Give yourselves a round of applause. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy 0.9 week, everybody. We made it. We finally made it. DC20 0.9 is officially a thing as of this week. Man, does it feel good to have updated rules, new things to talk about with players and the community.
Can I get a oh yeah?
Oh yeah! There you go, you get a little guttural oh yeah for you. Because apparently I blow out the mic when I do the high-pitched one. But how we doing? Who do we have in here? We have A the Ant. Andrew Tucker says, let's go. Let's go indeed. Glenn Finney, howdy. Second, maybe third. Maybe first, who knows? Onyx Studios is here. Flame Master 500. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Liam is here. 0.9 hype. Exactly. T-Dog. T and Tori. Hi. Come here. Everybody, right now. If you don't subscribe. If you don't subscribe to T and Toy right now. I'm not going to say the quiet part out loud, but you know what I'm threatening. Anyways, like nothing ever happened, it is Wednesday, my dudes. It's already Thursday in Australia. Andrew, you mean to tell me you're time traveling? Really? So many things you could have warned us about here in the US. Oh my goodness. How's everyone doing? How's everyone? How's everyone's week going? Me personally, I'm feeling pretty good. It's been a pretty good week. 0.9 released. And also for us Patreon supporters of DC20, we got some more sneak peeks of 0.9.5, which has also been very interesting. And a lot of my rants from last week, I feel a lot better about. I can't really go into details. That's not public stuff, right? It's you have to pay for it and everything. So I can't really talk about it, can't really show anything about it. But a lot of those things I was wondering about, I'm not so much wondering about now. I think some clarifications are still needed, but hey, that's why it's a sneak peek and not in an official PDF yet. So yeah, there's that. But, oh my goodness, that was the best. Stop it. Stop it, you. I was in first both Twitch and YouTube. All right. Okay. Yeah, there are a lot of new things. Why didn't Australia warn us about COVID and everything else bad this decade? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's a certain power they have over us. I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is I'm feeling really good about RPGs this month. Really, really good. I'm very excited. A lot of big things have happened. Critical Role Campaign 3 ended. I didn't personally love the campaign. I fell out in like the episode 30 range. But still, nonetheless, that's a huge deal. An episode over 8 hours long. Crazy. That's a dream session. I miss being able to do that. What else happened? Daggerheart coming out really soon. Very excited to get my copy of Daggerheart. At my local game store, I didn't get to buy it today because I didn't bring enough money to buy it. But at my game store, the second edition of Star Trek Adventures is out. Very pumped. Also love that I have players that are willing to give Star Trek a shot. I'm still conflicted because I haven't even seen all of Star Trek. I just love a very specific era of Star Trek. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. What else? 0.9, obviously. And here's something I did pick up from the game store today that I kind of want to make a video about. Not that 100 different other people have made videos about it before, but I got this. I picked this up at the game store today. This is, I believe, 3rd edition. It doesn't say 3.5. The Forgotten Realms Into the Dragon's Lair adventure. And I'm reading through this thing, and I am wondering, one, why aren't adventures this small anymore? Like, this is it. This is the whole adventure. I know Matt Colville has a whole video about it, which that video is great. It's wonderful. And he actually makes a wonderful, an excellent case for going back to this kind of adventure instead of, like, it being the thickness of a monster manual. But I love the way this is laid out. I'm obsessed with this. I really am. There's a few things I don't fully understand. I haven't read 3rd edition. I know 3.5, mainly because of Pathfinder. But like, for example, there's a whole section where you're getting the adventure like introduced. You go meet with this this lady who asks you to go on this mission. She gives you a bunch of details, and it has like a whole like section right here for you to read out loud. It includes the narration and the dialogue. But wait, there's more. Afterwards, it even gives you this whole little thing of like, hey, your party may have questions for Lady Kestrel, and she answers them to the best of her ability. Here are a few of the more likely ones. The DM can extrapolate other replies based on these. And it gives you a whole list of questions they might ask and how she might respond. And that's awesome. And then, wait, there's more. I'm not fully through this yet. I'm only like a few pages in. But shortly after, there's this whole like caravan encounter. And it has like the ideal scenario for how it should play out. But then it's like, hey, if the characters wait to intervene, here's how to handle the scenario. Hey, if the characters are forced to intervene, here's how they do it. Hey, if they let the caravan go away and they try to sneak after it, here's how it should go. And it takes this one really simple encounter and gives you like 8 different offshoots of that simple encounter. And I know it can't possibly predict every single player thing because no one can do that. But I love this. I love this so much. Anyways, I'm yapping. I'm on a yap fest. This is awesome. I want to pick up more of these and study these. And when we are able to start publishing like DC20 stuff just as a community, I want to do this. I want to do adventures like this. This is fun. This is a lot of fun. Okay, I'm done yapping. All right, let's see. What are you guys saying? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I have to scroll up. My bad, guys. My bad. I was yapping. Were you concerned about the defense? I definitely want to play it at the table to know how I really feel. I haven't even seen the subclasses yet. The subclasses are fun. Thankfully, they're very easy to understand as far as I can tell. I haven't like dove deep into them. My players have We switched over into doing 3 session arcs for one story. So they have 2 episodes. They have 2 episodes left in this arc, and then at the start of the next arc, we're doing the subclasses. But as far as the defense goes, so far it makes sense. So far I get it. I get the breakdowns. It looks like there's going to be rules that better explain it, and also how to tell the difference between when an attack should be single target versus multiple targets, and also the scenarios of when it would be passive defense versus active defense, but it's not necessarily like an area of effect. A lot of that is broken down in the 0.9.5 really well, and it's less of an issue for me, admittedly. Yeah. Let's see, what else we got? It's reversed. You're reversed. That Colville video you mentioned is what got me to change my campaign style. That one video changed my games forever. That's pretty legendary. I would... Maybe I need to rewatch that video after I read this adventure. I might have some different insights now that that's a thing. Because I watched it before actually reading an adventure like this. So I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds cool. That makes sense. But now that I'm actually reading the adventure and seeing how they used to be formatted, I keep going, wow, this is awesome. And then, wow, why don't they keep doing this? Would you say you are confused? Laughs in, that's a condition in 3E. Oh. WotC failed sigil launch. Thoughts and prayers out to the folks who lost job. Upside news, 0.9 DC20, and looking forward to your take on the Animal Lord. I'm excited to start the Animal Lord. What do you mean the sigil launch? What? Hold on. Project sigil. Because I played the beta. 90% of D&D's Project Sigil, I know it's sigil, I'm not saying it is sigil when it's spelled sigil. 90% of D&D's Project Sigil team laid off. What? 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 Reports are coming in of a swath of layoffs at Wizards of the Coast, constituting 90% of the team of the new Project Sigil virtual tabletop platform. In all, over 30 people have been laid off. Sigil is still in beta, only recently made public 3 weeks ago. Recent reports indicate that the scope of the project was seemingly being cut back. WotC's Andy Collins, who has worked on multiple editions of D&D and other WotC TTRPGs going back to 1996, reported via LinkedIn that he was one of those laid off. He indicated that the small team left behind would continue to work on the project. More news as it comes in. Dang. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, thoughts and prayers to all those folks. Look, you know what? Let's talk about this for a second. Let's actually talk about this. This music is very very dramatic. This is better. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about this. So 3 weeks ago when it launched, I got an early access code from somebody to download Project Sigil and play in it. And it was really cool. So it's not a web-based thing. You have to download it onto your computer. It's like a whole application that launches, and there's a lot of it that's really cool, and then a lot of it where I was just kind of like, that's it. Like it's really cool building your 3D sets for your virtual tabletop. It genuinely feels kind of like, it feels like working with Legos. And there's a lot of cool camera things that you can do in it to make it feel like you're playing with actual miniatures versus a 3D set. Like there's parts of it where it feels 3D, but most of the time when you're looking at it, it's made to look like miniature photography, which is really cool, and I really appreciate that because I love cameras, movies, all that kind of stuff. All that's really cool. They even have a character creator that's all right. And at the moment, it doesn't necessarily link to... I mean, it links to D&D Beyond, but you can't really use your D&D Beyond character sheet in the program. You're supposed to eventually, but like at the time when I was playing it, you kind of had to like rebuild it in the system, but it only had like 4 of the classes and like 4 of the ancestries. Like it's very bare bones. I didn't feel like I could properly judge it. But it was okay. It was okay. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know much about 4th edition. I recently read the rules. I really loved them, and I'm starting to see the 4th edition isms coming out in TTRPGs, even in DC20. And I have read a little bit about like what the launch and the general vibe was around 4th edition, right? So there was the 4th edition, and I guess there was some kind of VTT that they were hoping to launch with it. It really only ever became like a initiative, like encounter disc. But like it never really got to see the light of day. D&D 2025 mixed with this virtual tabletop, it's kind of like watching, I guess, a little bit of like a repeat of history. I don't know. I wasn't into 4th edition when it was popular. Like most people, I got in when it was 5th edition. But just from history, it feels kind of like it's a little bit of a repeat of history. I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat knows a little bit more, but dang. Seeing the 2E Monster Manual in person has given me new perspective on why old school players like their old edition so much. That and the 2E Temple of Evil. Let me add that to my notes. The 2E Temple of Eagle. Help. Jeez Louise. I need more energy drink. There we go. Temple of Evil. Hello, just woke up. What are we doing? We're talking about the D&D virtual tabletop staff getting laid off. Dang. That's rough. But then we're going to build an animal lord. Coming soon. I love all the flavor in each of the subclasses. I agree. I literally call my sessions episodes like I title my notes episode 1, episode 2. I do the same thing. Shooting for a late May, early June, the Pocket Dimension Daggerheart session of RPGs versus AD. Woo! I love it. I love basically everything Pocket Dimension puts out. I love their channel so much. I love that community. They're so nice. I got to meet them at Gen Con. They're so freaking nice. I love them. Luis, good night. Good night to you. DC20, Daggerheart, Tales of the Valley, MCDM, none of them are the D&D killer. The one that will kill D&D is D&D itself. Kind of feels that way. Hasbro will tear D&D apart. The only thing they care about is Magic the Gathering. Yeah, and I'm not even the biggest Magic fan, but it kind of feels like even that's on a slippery slope. I'm not a big fan of the Commander format anymore. I really enjoyed it for a little bit, but very often I find myself wanting to play a simple game of Magic. I just want to play Standard, but most people don't want to play Standard and don't have a Standard deck. And people just get the craziest combos for Commander, and they're able to keep up with all the cards and all the new changes and all the banned cards, and it feels like a job keeping up with Magic the Gathering. So I started slowly falling out of it again. I was like, okay. So it's just worse above VTT. I can't deny that. I can't deny that. History rhymes with. Temple of Elemental Evil. I use shorthand. Oh, okay. Let me update that then. Temple of Elemental Evil. Elemental Evil. Thank you for that. I know a few who really don't like the D&D VTT. Some even hate VTTs in general. I use a screen with maps and owlbear casting for maps, but paper sheets and paper notes. Some things are just a win on digital, and some are better old school paper. I agree. I really like Owlbear Rodeo if I'm having to play online. I tried alchemy recently. I don't think I'll ever go back. I liked the concept of it, but it's so much work. I really want to download Foundry to get the new DC20 stuff and be able to play online with people so that DC20 is a little bit more streamlined. But I don't know, but I've heard Foundry is also a lot of work up front. And I'm like, I don't know if I have time. I barely have time to get a new video out. Oh my God. That last video that was supposed to come out, by the way, my server crashed. All of my footage deleted. Honestly, kind of a blessing in disguise. It's probably a better idea to wait for 0.9. Honestly, probably a better idea to wait for 0.9.5, if I'm being honest. They're totally nice. I've only been able to see Fitz live, but look forward to seeing the rest of them soon. Yeah. I actually hate Magic the Gathering. Oof. After playing with Foundry with Jacob and Avenue Studios, I don't think it's for me. I see that too. There's things that I really love about it, and then there are things where I'm like, this seems like a lot. Like, I love Owlbear because it's simple, it's to the point, it's just straightforward. Admittedly, I like the D&D, the 2D virtual tabletop they have. Maps? D&D. Actually, I don't know if I'll be able to pull up Maps because I don't have a D&D Beyond subscription anymore. Oops. Maps, VTT. Yeah, I have to start a free trial. But like this. I think Maps is a way more effective virtual tabletop for playing Dungeons and Dragons than most of the other tabletop, like even Owlbear. Because your D&D Beyond character sheets, they're baked in. They're updating it like every month. You have initiative trackers. You have tokens you can drag. Point and clicks, markings, upload custom maps. Genuinely, I like D&D Maps a lot. I think it's genuinely one of the best for D&D. Outside of D&D, Owlbear Rodeo, all the way. All the way. That looks almost exactly like Roll20. Yes, but doesn't suck. I'm just kidding. I really don't know much about Roll20. I've only played in it a few times. I hate Roll20's interface so much. I hate it so much. Okie dokie. I'm going from Owlbear Rodeo to Foundry, and the learning curve is like climbing Everest. That's another reason I'm scared to do it. I often just use the dice rollers and maps, so that's okay by me. But if doing a character sheet, the Foundry one is pretty slick. See, that's where I'm like, it seems worth it because my friends who live in another state want to play DC20. It's just streamlined. It's easy for them. But then on my end, I'm like, oh my God, I have to learn Foundry. What is up, Ryan? Howdy. Ryan just came in and was like, hey, stop yapping. Get to this Animal Lord, will you? And maybe I will. In fact, I have pretty good reason to, because have you guys seen the new DC Crit little facelift on the website? It's beautiful. Look at this. Look at this new updated website. Look how clean. Look how slick it looks. Look at this awesome little stats thing right here. Gives you full-on updates about just how many things are being created using DC Crit. Over 240 monsters. Over 137 tokens open or made. And we haven't even had tokens that long. DC Crit the GOAT. I ran into a problem where my players didn't know how to play without Beyond. Like they didn't know their features and spells, etc. I had that problem, but for me it was I didn't know how to calculate anything. I was like, how do I figure out my armor class? How do I figure out what my scores are? So yeah, going back to pen and paper, shift skis. Shift skis. And look what's coming up. Characters. Free tier. DC Crit will soon open its doors to the community for free. Patron founders will still get the sneak peek access to new features and limited creations, as well as direct input into the development process. Very excited. But we have an Animal Lord to make. So we're going to create we're going to go to My Monsters. Look at this little library. Oh. I thought I was going to show my little face over here, but that's okay. I'm cool with it. Look at that. We just completed our like goal at the bottom of the screen. I don't know who you were, who you are. You're still alive. Who you are, but thank you. Thank you everyone who contributed to that. Alrighty. So because this is just a totally new monster, we're just going to create a new monster. But before we do that, what is an animal lord? I don't know that most of us know what an animal lord is. So let's go ahead and open the handy dandy monster manual. And let's do this, shall we? This is going to take a little bit tonight. There's a few different versions of animal lords, and we're going to have to make a few roll tables. Because technically we have we technically have 3 versions of an animal lord to make, but it's all one stat block. And we'll get to that in a little bit. So, let's go ahead and read this little passage out loud. You know what? It's story time. Hold on. Here we go. I'm not going to make y'all stare at an empty screen with me doing nothing. Let's read from the tome, shall we? Animal lords are the immortal spirits of legendary animals. They serve as the divine protectors of animals of their kind, and they appear as hybrids of humanoids and the animals they defend. They frequently change into giant, idealized versions of the animals they're associated with, albeit with glowing eyes. When contending with people, they sometimes appear as human-like beings with subtle animal-like features. No matter their appearance, animal lords exhibit the instincts and predilections of the animals they represent, tempered by their intellect and experience. Most animal lords make their homes in the Beastlands, but they occasionally journey to the Feywild or other idyllic realms. They rarely travel to the material plane, making exceptions only when a world faces environmental disasters or droves of animals are otherwise in jeopardy. Among the best-known animal lords are those that represent cats, hawks, lizards, and wolves, but animal lords exist for beasts of all types. Some animal lords even embody creatures that are rare or extinct on material plane worlds, like megafauna or dinosaurs. Rawr. Sorry. Using their divine might, animal lords can summon spectral animals, channel spiritual energy, and exhibit powers associated with one of the 3 broad groups: foragers, hunters, or sages, and that's where the different stat blocks come in. These powers are tied to an animal lord's personality and traits associated with the creature it resembles. Roll on or choose results from the relevant animal lord appearances table to inspire what creature an animal lord resembles. And then it's in the thumbnail of this video, but this is what our animal lords look like. Yeah, they're all squat up. Look at that. Oh, so they furries? 100% they furries. 100%. This was actually, back when this version of D&D was going to be called 1D&D, this was part of the initial species that they released for players to playtest. I don't remember the name back then. It was like Ardling or something. But this was going to be a playable species in D&D. And it got so much negative feedback, they just cut it. They were like, nope, no thanks. People didn't vibe with it. Okay, so we're going to do our first poll for the stream. And this is a necessary poll because reasons. So, stat block or roll tables. So what we're voting on, are we going to start with the stat blocks? Or do we want to get the roll table for appearances out of the way and then start the stat blocks? The poll is on the YouTube part of the live stream, and it's up now. Go ahead and vote. We're going to give it about a minute and 10 seconds. And we're going to go from there with designing this monster for DC20 0.9. I haven't updated the version 3 of the Google Doc yet, but that is something I need to do. Technically, I should wait. I should just wait, but who knows? Okay, there we go. All right, let's see what you guys are saying in the meantime, though. I am loving DC20. Should my friends and I stream our game? Personally, I would love that. I like watching anything DC20 related right now. I like watching new creators talk about it. I liked watching kind of legacy creators talking about it. I like watching people's games of DC20. Like King Hodop releases his games, and I like watching those. Really, I'm just biased. If you're asking me, yes, please stream them. I would love to check them out. I'm on DC Crit, just not enough time to explore. That's fair. Man, I'm probably going to use DC Crit's character creator with my players when it's public. The problem is that I'm currently running a FNAF campaign. Well, thankfully, DC Crit says the character creator is supposed to support homebrew. So, ideally, that should work in your favor. The more DC content 20, the DC20 content online, the better. All right, Ardling was so cool. 1 D&D was a sad process for me to watch. It hurt watching the ranger go through that process. Also, I will stand by this. Pre-made druid stat blocks should have stayed a thing. It's my hot take. All right, I'm ending the poll in 3, 2, 1. End poll. What do we got? No shot. No shot, y'all tied the poll. 50-50. No shot. Okay, here's what we're going to do. All right, we're going to go up here. We're going to type D20. And then we're going to roll it. All right, get rid of it. Here we go. 1 through 10, stat blocks. 11 through 20, stat block. Wait. 1 through 10, roll table. 11 through 20, stat block. Roll tables first. All right. Alrighty. So I'm actually going to abort this draft because I need to copy and paste something from another monster of mine. So I'm going to go down to my monsters. And what's the recent one that we did? We did the Aarakocra. Air Elemental. It had a table. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go in or create a new draft. Command C. Abort changes. Monsters. Create. All right. So we're going to go down. I'm going to extend this for you guys. Whoop. Boom. I really need to make a new layout that's better for this stream. Okay. So let's go ahead and get these roll tables out of the way. The first thing we need to update is the habitat. So our habitat is planar beastlands. And that's our only one. So we're going to get rid of this little text right here because that's from the previous one. And we're going to say planar beast. Help, I can't spell to save my life. Beast lands. Okay. And then treasure type is relics. So if they have treasure, it's relics. That's the type of magic item treasure that you'll find on them. All right. So we need to make 3 roll tables. And these are going to be very easy. It's just we have to get this typed out. I'm running out of space on my desk. I need to buy one of those like things meant for the kitchen to hold like cookbooks up and like hold your page open. I need to do that with this. Okay. I'm gonna use this miniature to hold this page open. That works for now. Okay. So this needs to be, we need to update this. This is the Forager Animal Lord appearances. And then this is a 1d10 bestial shapes. That's what it's called. Bestial shape. All right, and then these are going to be super easy to make. So number 1, bear. I like that in DC20, this is essentially, it's literally just a Beastborn, but just with some godlike power. Number 2, bee. Number 3, bison. Number 4, capybara. Guys, we have a capybara. Capybara. Number 5, carp. What is a carp? Is that a fish? Number 6, rabbit. It's rabbit season. Oh, and by the way, if I ever get too locked in on the stream and you need to get my attention to recommend something for the stat block, or just to say, hey, I disagree, here's why. In the chat, type in TTS, followed by the message that you want read out loud, and your stream, the one that we're watching, the one I'm live streaming on, will read your message out loud for me to hear. A the Ant, if you want to give them an example of how it works, please do. Did you want the text for the roll tables to copy and paste? Did I want the text for the roll tables to copy?
The Ant says no.
Exactly like that. Exactly like that. I'm not sure I understand the question. All right. So we go down. Number 7 is a rooster. Number 8. There we go. Whoa. Number 8 is a sloth. And number 9 is a vulture. All right. So now... Oh, wait. Number 9 is a stag. Number 10 is a vulture. Whoops. All right. 10. Vulture. All right. Now watch this. We're about to get crazy in here. Ready? We're going to copy this. Control C. Go down. Paste. Boom. So now this next category is called Hunter Animal Lord Appearances. Hunter Animal Lord Appearances. And then we just go down and just change the animal associated with it. So this first one is an alligator. Our second one is a badger. Next up is a bat. Yeah, we're literally just putting down new animals. After the bat, we have the cat and then the hawk. So we got cats. Then we got hawk. Then we have a mongoose. Crazy. Mongoose. Then we have a praying mantis. This is going to be one crazy stat block. Praying mantis. Praying mantis. Spelled that right? Yeah. Shark, snake, and wolf. So then we have shark. Then we have snake. And then we have wolf. And then finally, for my last trick, boom, our final roll d10 table for sage animal lords. So we went from forager to hunter to sage. And these final animals are coyote, RIP, Coyote versus Acne movie. Then we got crow, elephant. Elephant's kind of cool, not gonna lie. Lizard. Mouse, and then owl. That's a funny combo. Mouse. Owl. Salmon. Salmon. How do y'all say it? Y'all. I'm from the South. We say salmon. Salmon. I don't know. Spider, then turtle. Spider. Then turtle. And then finally, a whale. Yes, you can be a whale, I guess. How does that work? Oh, man. I have the digital version of the monster manual and therefore the text content for the roll tables you are typing up. Oh, I see now. Dang. Oh, well. In the converted beholder stat block is the Enervation Ray meant to do 8d8 damage. It seems like so much in DC20. You have piqued my curiosity. I will be going back to check now. All right, so this is what our 1d10 tables look like in our stat block so far. Woo! All right, I'm going to close this draft, and then I'm going to check out what you're saying. Because you've piqued my curiosity. What'd you say? The Beholder? I assume the 2014 Beholder. And then you're talking about the Enervation Ray. The Enervation Ray. Oh. The targeted creature must make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw. Constitution saving throw? Well, that can't be right. That's already wrong. Taking 36 8d8 necrotic damage on a failed save. Or half as much on a successful one. Hold on, that's not right. Uh-oh. Hold on, that's not right. That's still from the old one. I wouldn't trust this one for now. Wait, so is my Death Ray and Disintegration Ray still the same? The target force is disintegrated, 2 space cube of it. That one's still the same. Yeah, I wouldn't trust this one for now then. Crazy.
Bone of Fickle Fortune says, whoops.
No, whoops indeed. That one slipped by me. That's crazy. No comments called that out. That's the first one. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Wow, crazy. Okay. Alrighty. Now we can get back to what you guys are here for. The main stat block. So we got the roll tables out of the way. They're very simple, very easy, very mindful, very demure. Let's get this thing started, shall we? I need to put this in my lap now because I'm going to be referencing this thing a lot. Okay. So this is called the Animal Lord. Its size is medium, and it is a celestial. Medium celestial. And its level, it is a level 20. I have stats up to level 10, I believe. Monster stats. Level 10. Yeah, okay. So we're going to say it's level 10 for now, even though you can technically go to 20. I haven't done those calculations, so I'm going to say 10 for now. And then unknown roll, and then we need a rank. I honestly don't know what to rank this thing yet. We haven't looked at what it's capable of, but based on it being a level 20, a CR 20, I'm going to guess probably a boss. Either a boss or a high tier, right? I'm looking at the back of the book. I can't remember. Does CR go past 20? It goes up to 30. What do you got? What do you guys think? What do you think? Do we think, is this a boss stat block? It's either going to be high tier, boss, or solo. What do y'all think? I'm kind of leaning towards high tier. I'm gonna let y'all influence me on that one. Ryan says boss. I'm glad I wasn't seeing things. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot to convert it. Hello. I'm not here for a long time, but I'm here for a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, Tabletop Phoenix is in the chat. How you doing, Tabletop? It's good to see you. That profile picture still looking as beautiful as ever. We have a boss. Okay. Dab. Okay, so boss it is. And then as for our roll, I don't know what to make of this yet. I think when we build out the stat block a little bit more, we'll have a better idea of We'll have a better idea of what type of roll this should be. So we'll come back to the roll. Let's see how much health it should have. So level 20, we're making it level 10. So let's go ahead to our table. So we're going to go down to level 10 and go down to the boss column. This should have roughly 75 health points. Woo! Okay. 75. And for our physical defense and mystical defense, or AD and PD now, we'll get to that later. It should be around 18 and 17. So I'm literally just going to make this 18, bump this up to 17, and then we'll adjust as needed the more we learn about the stat block. And all right, now we go down to our mites and everything. So one of the changes I said I was going to stick with as a starting last week, Coach announced on the live stream that you're going to just have saves in general, right? Like, you're not going to pick 2 save masteries. You're just going to have a save number, right? So we're going to be doing the same when converting these from D&D to DC20. We're going to be making a save calculation for all of these. So our might is going to equal our strength in D&D, our strength modifier to be specific. So that's going to be a +7. So that's going to be a 7. Our dex is going to be the equivalent to agility, which is also a 7. But also, we established in other streams that strength and constitution are kind of the equivalent of might in DC20. So we're actually going to add our con, which gives it a total of 12. So let's make it like, I mean, that's kind of crazy. 10. We're going to make it a 10. And you might be thinking, whoa, Jakin, that's kind of crazy. A 10 for might? What are we doing here, bud? Here's the beautiful thing. Here's the beautiful thing that Coach mentioned. Come here. I know I'm in the corner of the screen, but come here. The monster stat blocks don't have to follow the same rules as the players. I concur with boss. Thank you, Nathan. Doing great. My first live stream is this Saturday with Glenn Finney, RPGs versus AD. I'm excited. I'm excited for that. Still don't get why you average them. Don't average them. Oh, fine. All right. We'll just make it a 12. Boop, boop. A might of 12. An agility of 7. A charisma, which is just going to match charisma in D&D, is going to be 6. And then our intelligence is going to be intelligence and wisdom for a total of 10. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay. Skills. This thing has acrobatics 13. So we're going to type in acrobatics. And we're actually going to calculate this as we should. At level 10, that should be what? That should be... Is it every 5 levels you get one? No. Hold on. Boop, 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 boop. Ah, there we go. New character sheet. Looking pretty fresh, by the way. So level 10, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh my god, I love this. Okay. That's awesome. Okay, that's awesome. So 10 plus whatever. So our acrobatics, that's part of our agility. Yeah. So that's going to be a 17. 17 for our acrobatics. Crazy, crazy. Athletics. Athletics, that's going to be part of might. So that's going to be 12. So that's going to be, what, 22? That's crazy. What? Where'd it go? What? Did y'all see that? It disappeared. Whoa. Whoa, hold on. Do I have to manually? Okay, if I manually do it, will that stay? 20. Okay, it stayed there. That's a crazy number as well. Perception. We don't have perception in DC20. We have awareness. So this is going to be awareness, which is going to be equal to our prime, which is equal to our highest attribute. Might. So 12 plus 10. So 22. These numbers are getting crazy. The max is 20. Oh, can I not? Can I make it custom? Can I go 22? I can. There we go. And then we have stealth. Stealth. All right, so stealth. What is that under? That's not under agility, right? It's been a little bit. It is under agility. So it's going to be the same as acrobatics. So it's going to be 17. Oh, I see. So if you just press delete, it deletes that column.
A
That's...
big ant says, put me back to 10, please.
Put you back to 10? Does it make sense to go the average of the two? Yes. Usually, so here, let me pull up the rules I'm actually going by. Let me get this pulled up for you. Okay, here we go. So it's a little outdated, but this is the Mortal and Jado Playground Notion doc. They released this publicly in the DC20 Discord or Dungeon Coach Discord server, and this is their monster creation guidelines, as well as converting monsters from 5th edition to DC20. And in it, they go over that you can add strength and constitution together, and that can be your might, but depending how high it is, you might want to average the two a little bit. Glenn's headed out. I'll see you later, Glenn. Adios. DC crit tweaking. Put you me back at 10. No. But, so, these are high stats. They're also really high stats in the D&D stat block. So, I don't know if that's comforting, but there's that. And plus, this is only with these, right? So we have skills. We have acrobatics 17, athletics 20, awareness 22, stealth 17. If you're going to be rolling any other stat in DC20 for this particular stat block, it's really just going to be a D20, just a straight roll. And if you want to, you can add like the attribute to it. The purpose of having these listed in the stat blocks is that this is kind of the exception. This is what they're better at. So all of that novice expertise, all of that is going into this. If it's not listed, it's going to be a much lower number, which is a majority of the skills. So keep that in mind with the stat blocks. I didn't know it was Jado as well. Cool. Yeah, it is Jado. Have to give Jado some credit. Oh wait, we forgot the saves. Almost forgot. Okay. So our save is our combat mastery, which is going to be 5. So we're just going to add 5 to these. Boom. And the reason I'm adding 5 is because DC Crit does the calculation for you. See that little plus sign right there? So if I were to preview this draft, it's going to make those calculations for those saves for me. So you got 15, 11, 12, 17. We're looking pretty good so far. We're looking pretty good. I'm going to save this draft real quick before I forget. Alrighty. Next up, we have senses. So this says we have true sight up to 120 feet. So we got true sight up to 120 feet. Why is it saying? Oh, that's because it's not a right word. Okay, yeah, whatever. And I totally remember that 120 divided by 5 equals something. My gut is telling me 24, but I think it's 60. Yeah, it's 24. I knew that. So true sight up to 24 spaces. Our next sense is passive perception, which we have passive awareness. So this is going to be passive awareness. And the way you calculate that is 10 plus the relevant skill modifier. That's your passive whatever skill. So that's an insane awareness. Wait, that's the same awareness, isn't it? Just 22? 22 spaces? Is that right? Hold on. 10 plus the relevant stat modifier. Wait, so that'd be 32, right? Hold on. Yeah, that would be. Because our modifier for awareness is 22. It's base 10. It has a passive awareness of 32. Y'all, Yo, this is getting crazy. This might be the craziest 2025 stat block so far. Yo. Okay. All right. Let's go on to resistances, shall we? And we have a few here. Our first one is cold. So we're resistant to cold. We'll modify them in a second. Cold, fire, necrotic. So at cold, fire. Then we have necrotic, but we don't have necrotic in the game. What we have is umbral. Boom. And then our other resistance is psychic and radiant. Psychic and radiant. So we could just say mystical. We could just say mystical damage for now. So let's just say that. Mystical, because that's all of them. So we'll remove psychic. We'll remove umbral. So cold, fire, and mystical we're resistant to. Now we have to pick how resistant we are to these things. So right now we're at resistance 1. We have half immune, absorb half, absorb full, and special. I honestly don't know much about an animal lord to make this judgment call. So I kind of feel like we should go back. We should wait and go back. Lower it to 10 now. I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah, your skill masteries are for a level 20 character, by the way. Yeah. Level 20. But we've changed it down to level 10. If this was level 20, it'd be what, like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. It'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. I am mystical. You're built mystical. This is kind of like going back to making a beholder or a Tiamat where it's like level 20 and higher. It's like we're getting the crazy numbers again. I haven't seen this in a little bit. I'm going to leave those as 1 for now, and then we'll go back. Vulnerabilities. We are vulnerable to Charmed, Frightened, and Stunned. Wait, no. Those are immunities. We're not vulnerable to anything yet. But we are immune. Interesting. Okay. But those are conditions. So, Charmed, Frightened, and Stunned. We got Charmed, Immune. Then we got Frightened. Help. And then we got Stunned.
Knucklebone of Fickle Fortune says, no, 10 is for level 20.
Ten is for level 20. Oh, you mean in DC? Yeah. Okay. I see now. Yeah. I was confused for a second. Languages. All. That's literally what this thing says. These things are basically like animal gods. In skills. In skills. What do you mean by in skills? What am I missing here? I feel like I'm missing some kind of context or joke. 10 is for level 20. In skills. Yes. I think. I'm confused now. I'm getting confizzled. But yeah, languages, it says all. Features. We have a lot.
Dan says, he's saying the skill masteries is equal to plus 10 when level 20, not level 10.
The skill mastery. What? What is the skill mastery supposed to be? Hold on. Am I forgetting something? I feel like I'm gonna go to a page. I'm forgetting something. Something is not clicking for me. I need to read it. Where's that table? Here's that table. Every 5 levels. That's right. I was reading it as every 2 levels. Okay. So we're at level 5. We're at expert 3. So we get to add 6. Level 6. Level 6. Okay. So what does that affect again? That affects what did we add? It was 10. So we just subtract 4 from everything. Okay. All right, so acrobatics we bring down 1 2 3 4. Athletics we bring down 1 2 3 4. Awareness 1 2 3 4. Stealth 1 2 3 4. Boom. Passive awareness. 1 28. Right? No, it'd be 10, it'd be 13. No, it'd be 23 spaces. No, wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. It'd be 27. Help. 27 spaces. All right. Is this page 18? I was not looking at page 18. I went to a different page. Oh, God. Page 18. Hold on. Page 18. Yes. Okay. But we have it right. You went down too far for awareness. It'd be 18, 20. Ah! Okay. Boom, 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 boom. 8. Awareness. Boom. Boom. 8. Does this look correct now? Do this.
This man is clinically insane.
Oh, that's weird. Why did...
This man is an actually crazy person.
Oh, why did that cut off? Weird. But how does this look? Does this look right now? Is this correct? Yes. Okay. I press save. Save. All right. Back to the features. Our first one is called Animal Lordship. Back when I had this as a D&D Beyond purchase, the old monster manual, I was able to just copy and paste. You know what? I'm not saying this is legal. I'm actually not saying this is legal. Let me let me do something real quick. Let me pull up a thing real quick. Animal Lord Stat Block 2025. Let's see. Because I would love to be able to just copy and paste. All right, no one can have it on their website yet because we still don't have the SRD. Dadgummit. Oh well. All right, it was worth a shot. This remains in my lap. Okay. So the first thing is called the Animal Lordship. Here, we'll just bring the mic right here. All right, so we're going to add a feature. Animal Lordship. Okay, so this reads, an animal lord represents a forager, hunter, or sage. GM, because we're in DC20, GM's choice, which determines certain traits in the stat block. This is interesting. That is interesting. Okay. Shoot, gotta go. I'll watch the VOD later. Bye, y'all. Knuckleborn, thank you for hanging out, and thank you for helping A the Ant and I correct this. Thank you so much. All right. Legendary Resistance. We're going to add that possibly later because we're not going to keep that as a feature thing. Lordly Presence. Lordly Presence. Wisdom Saving Throw. DC20. Any enemy that starts its turn in a 30-foot emanation originating from the Animal Lord. Failure. The target suffers one of the following effects. Ooh. All right, so this is going to be a whole thing. And it depends on which thing you pick. Okay. All right, so we're going to need a formula for this. So I'm going to go to my formatting, and this is going to be a...
Athayan says, I just realized athletics should be 18, not 16.
16. For athletics? Mm, 18. There we go. Save draft. All right. So lordly presence. Oh yeah, we need to figure out which thing we're doing. So it says this is a wisdom saving throw, and this is just like an aura thing. So this straight up just needs to be a save. Whoops. Command A, Command C. Why is it also copying that? That's weird. Why is it also... That's weird. Hey, Google, stop being so crappy. All right, maneuver name, save type. Failure, result. All right. So, wisdom save. We're going to make this... shoot. It's a presence thing. It suffers one of the following effects. So, mystical save. Ha. So, mystical save. How do we phrase this? DC20, but that's not going to be our DC. Any... All right. We're gonna phrase it like this. So any enemy that starts its turn in a 6 space emanation, right? Yeah, okay. Emanation originating from the Animal Lord makes a mystical save. Failure. Result. And what is our result? Let's find out. The target suffers one of the following effects. Following effects. All right. So this one's called Captivated and then Forager Only. The target has the Charmed condition until the end of its next turn. Wow. While charmed, the target has the incapacitated condition. Is that one gonna be... Hold on. Alright, let me look at the conditions real quick. I gotta make sure that's not already just part of it. I don't have every single detail of conditions memorized. I always have to look at my GM screen. To look at what all it includes, because there's just so many details with conditions. It's borderline Pathfinder levels, but not quite as scary. You have advantage on charisma checks made against you. Additionally, you can't target your charmer with harmful attacks. All right, so this is just going to be a different thing. Okay. All right, so we're going to say while charmed, the target has the incapacitated condition. That's wild. All right. Our next one is Fearful, Hunter only. Hunter only. And let's do this one. The target has the Frightened condition. Is that all? Until the end of its next turn. Okay. Until the end of its next turn. All right, and then next up we have Mired. I hope I'm butchering however that's supposed to be said. Sage only. All right. Golly. The target takes how much damage? Let's see. So level 10 boss, so 7 damage. So the target takes 7 psychic damage, and the target is magically bewildered until the end of its next turn. While bewildered, the target subtracts 1d4 from its saving throws. Alright. So everyone needs to make a mystical save. Well, that one kind of complicates things because you can't do a save and then there's damage unless it's like an auto hit. So what's another way we can format the initial base feature? Save, recognition, and effect. So ranged spell attack versus mystical defense. We might just have to make, but it's not a spell attack, it's an automatic thing.
Ryan says, sent you the text on Discord.
Sent you the text on Discord. Oh my god, what a goat. What an absolute goat. Thank you. Holy crap. If anyone is still chatting, send in a W in the chat for Ryan, please. Oh my god, that's going to save so much time. We're going to speed through this. Golly. If you want to be more specific with mystical saves, charisma saves are against changes to how you think. Intelligence saves are against changes to what you think. Okay. Yeah, W's for Ryan. Thank you. Thank you, Ryan. Okay. Shoot. So we got to reconsider some of this. This is targeting psychic. So what I'm going to do is off screen, I'm going to pull up the... You know what? Hold on. We have a great example of how to phrase this. Let's save this draft. Let's go to the monsters. Let's go to my monsters. Mind Flayer. And we said it was a melee martial attack. That's for tentacles, levitate, invade mind, ranged spell attack versus targets. All right, so we said it was a ranged spell attack, even though it's technically not a spell. So I think that's just the route we're gonna go. So we're gonna go to my monsters, the Animal Lord. Let's work on this. Okay, so we're gonna reformat this to be a ranged spell attack. So let's do this. So we're gonna say, I'm gonna copy Control C, Control V. All right, so ranged spell attack. Oh, that's ranged martial attack. Whoops, that's not the one I want. There we go. Nope. Control C. There we go. All right. So ranged spell attack versus mystical defense. So we're gonna say 6 space emanation. That's what we said. Yeah, emanation originating from the Animal Lord. I think this is going to fix it. So ranged spell attack versus mystical defense of each target in a 6-space emanation originating from the Animal Lord. Even this feels wrong. What are you guys saying? Hold on. That was my final act before I run away for the evening. Take care, everyone. Ryan, thank you so much. You're the GOAT. Have a good night. An enemy that starts its turn in a 6-foot advantage versus mystical defense of each target in a 6-space maneuver. But in DC20, you have a save for a failure for a result. I mean, save is for a condition or effect. Defense is damage. Oh man, hold on. Let me look at the save rules again. Changing how the effect is triggered. Maybe change the mired effect itself to not do damage. That might be the easier thing to do. Let's see. Control Z. Are you able to undo any of this? No. Okay. Any enemy that starts its turn in a 6-space emanation origin from the Animal Lord makes a mystical save. Failure, the target suffers one of the following effects. So mired. The Animal Lord. Let's try this. The Animal Lord has advantage. Oh wait. The target has disadvantage on saves. Is that how we type disadvantage in DC20? I feel like that's not formatted right. That's gonna drive me crazy. Hold on. I wish I could show the document. One day I'll be able to show the document. One day. Oh, it's all caps. Okay, thank you. So disadvantage on saves. Wonderful. I think that's looking pretty good so far. Yeah, all caps, all caps. Thank you, thank you. The last feature we have, is magic resistance. Magic resistance. The Animal Lord has advantage on saves against spells and other magical effects. Woo! Has advantage on saves against spells and other magical effects. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I can't wait to dive into the 0.9 rules. Haven't had a chance yet. Need to upgrade my Dragonling before the Curse of Strahd live stream for Alzheimer's. I've only read a couple pages. Admittedly, I got distracted reading more about this, and also, admittedly, if I'm being honest, I got distracted reading more about 0.9.5. Just because those changes were much bigger to me than like subclasses and other things here and there. These streams are so helpful. I have monsters to make. Tabletop Phoenix, you have no idea how happy that makes me to hear. I'm so glad these are helpful. I love this game, and I really like the community that surrounds this game. So even if it's helpful as an example of how not to make a monster, I'm super grateful. I just want to say that just made my night. All of you made my night. That message was the summary of how I feel about doing these streams. Thank you for that. Man, that made me feel really warm inside. That was wild. All right. We get 4 action points, obviously. Legendary action points, we're going to come back to that. I think we might have to include them. Let's figure out what our attack modifier is. So I'm going to go over to my monster stats. And we should have an attack check of 10. Which is kind of wild. Boom, 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 boom. And then our save DC. I feel like that... I'm trying not to spoil stuff. Okay, Combat Mastery in Prime. Okay. So our save DC is going to be 15 plus Prime, which is 12. Holy crap. Holy crap. No, 10 plus 5. And then plus 12. That's 28. That's wild. You see why I wanted you to lower might now? That's impossible. I'm not doing it. I'm not caving. I'm not caving. I'd never follow Jakin's advice. He sucks at making monsters. Sometimes though, you guys have way better ideas for how we should correct the monster. And I'm like, why didn't I think of that? I appreciate it. I won't give up. I'm not lowering it. What is our speed, actually? Our speed... Oh, we have multiple different speeds. All right. So our speed is going to be 12. And we have to add these to the features. So we're going to go over to here. And we're going to go to features. All right. So we need our fly speed. Why is it doing that? Control C. All right. So we're going to add a feature. Fly speed, control V, the creature, which we're going to say, the animal lord has a fly speed of 12 feet, of 12 spaces. But it also says hover, which you got hover rules in one of the DC20 magazines. And then we got a swim speed. So swim speed. The animal lord has a swim speed of also 12. Okay. 12 spaces. Okay. Any other speeds? All right, we're caught up on speeds. Now we can get into the action. Let's get into the actions, shall we? Alrighty. So this thing has multi-attack, which we are going to ignore because you already have that in DC20. No need to further codify that in a stat block and waste space. First one is going to be melee attack. This one's Rend. We've seen Rend before. We also got force damage. So we got more damage to possibly add on. I'm going to go over to my formatting. This is going to be a melee one. So control C. Rend. Melee martial attack versus physical defense. This is going to be 7 damage type. 7 slashing. So let's say 4 slashing. So that's 7 slashing damage and 3 force damage. Boom. 4 slashing damage and 3 force damage for a total of 7. Next up is Radiant Ray, whatever that means. Which I can just... So this is a ranged attack, and it just deals radiant damage. So I'm just going to take this, Control C, Control V. A ranged martial attack versus a physical defense. And then distance. It has a range of 120 feet. Which is what, 24 spaces? Is that what we established earlier? Yeah, 24 spaces. Alright, so 24 distance type spaces. And then this is going to be 7 radiant damage. I just realized I capitalized damage over here, and I don't know why. You know what? I'm actually going to make these numbers bolded, because I like that in the stat blocks. I don't think I do it with all of them, but I'm going to make sure those are bolded. Boom. Boom. That way they're just right there. They quickly draw your attention. There we go. That's called having a no-think moment. A no-thunk moment. No thunk. No thought. Head empty. Alright, next up is Animal Spirit. And this one has a lot to go with it. So I'm going to copy Ryan's thing that he sent on Discord. Ryan, thank you so much. You're saving me so much time. Alright, so I'm going to copy this. And we're going to add it in. And then we're going to read it in a second. This one is... Whoa. Alright, so this one is called Animal Spirit, which we'll probably have to up the mana or action point. We'll deal with the action points in a second. Alright, there we go. The Animal Lord, I'm immediately going to capitalize this because that's the way it should be. The Animal Lord conjures an animal spirit that strikes at a creature and then disappears. Dexterity saving throw. DC20. One creature the Animal Lord can see within 120 feet. Failure. 28 radiant damage. Success. Half damage. Failure or success. One of the following effects occurs. Okay. Let's break this down one more time. So we're summoning an animal spirit. It literally appears and then disappears. Okay. Dexterity saving throw. So this is going to be a spell attack against the other creature. On a failure, radiant damage. One of the following effects occurs. All right. So this is also going to have a condition and stuff at it. This might have to be an attack enhancement that we add on to it. So let's say agility save. Okay. Versus, all right, yeah. One creature the animal lord can see within 120 feet. Conjures a spirit. Hold on. Let's get our formatting right. So this is technically one of these bad boys. So let's go ahead and add this in here. Conjures an animal spirit that strikes at a creature within 24 spaces and then disappears. And then I'm going to copy paste. Mana point effect doesn't matter because we don't have a counterspell thing part of the stat block. Ranged spell attack versus mystical defense. Hold on. We should have that up front. Versus mystical defense. Versus mystical defense of a target within 24 spaces. And then we said 7. I might have to reword this a little bit, but I just need to get this kind of in there, and then we can kind of clean it up. 7 damage type. Oh yeah, what's the damage type again? Radiant. All right, so radiant damage. Okay. Okay, so the Animal Lord conjures an animal spirit that strikes at a creature and then disappears. Failure, radiant damage. On a success, half damage. Failure or success, one of the following effects occurs. And then what are these following effects? The first one is for the Forager. It's called Fortify. The Animal Lord gains 20 temporary hit points. Marked as prey for the hunter only. The Animal Lord has advantage on attack rolls against the target until the start of the Animal Lord's next turn. And Pesky Swarm, Sage only. The target has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the end of its next turn. Okay. So you guys are saying, sorry, I'm back. We still on this? Oh yeah, of course. Of course. We're now working on an Animal Spirit. So let's say it's a ranged spell attack versus mystical defense of a target within 24 spaces. 7 radiant damage. The Animal Lord conjures an animal spirit that strikes at a creature and then disappears. On a failure or success, one of the following effects occurs. Let me see something. I'm starting to get some ideas. Because it's a ranged spell attack versus target. But also, you know what? We'll add this as a condition, right? And then condition will be based upon it. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll say 1. No, hold on. No, wait, we can still do that. Hold on. I'm not tripping, you're tripping. Right? Right? Boom. How are we formatting this? I want to make sure it looks like a DC20 stat block. So we're going to bold the 1. We're going to call this Fortify. And then also... Wait, but we also need this bolded. So Fortify. And then this is Forager only. Is that going to look the way I want it to? Yes! Okay, it's going to look the way I want it to. Alright, so then we can just copy and paste this in here. And then we should be good. So all we need is save type and final result. So Command C. Then we're going to go back. Save time and final result. So the type of save it had us made initially in the stat block was a dex save. So we're going to say agility save. Agility save. Failure. We're going to use our Discord codes to kind of make that bold. And then we can just copy and paste what Ryan sent us and make this super easy. Control C. Control V. The Animal Lord, capitalize that. The Animal Lord gains 20 temporary hit points. But how does that make sense? The other ones make sense because they directly affect the other person. What are we thinking? I tripped and fell. Okay. All right, so what do you guys think? How do we make this? Because we have 3 other things. 2 other things One gives disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the end of the target's next turn. And then the other one gives the Animal Lord advantage on attack rolls against the target until the start of the Animal Lord's next turn. But Fortify only affects the Animal Lord, but it's still a result of the creature failing the save. So how do we work around this? How do we make this work in DC20 and make sense? How does our target making an agility save make this make sense? Agility save, the Animal Lord gains... I kind of think maybe a might save. Like, is there... Hold on, I'm trying to think. There's something in DC20 where you take like points away from somebody. Agility, might. You know what? We just have to change the save for this to make sense. I think that's what I got to do. Gotta head out. Thanks for the entertainment. Tabletop Phoenix, thank you for hanging out. I hope you have an excellent rest of your day, evening, or night. Have a good one. Fortify means to make more defensive. Maybe something to do with defenses. You know what? I think you solved it. This isn't a save at all. They add this on. The Animal Lord gets 7 temporary hit points. So we mark this as the damage that they gave out to them. So maybe that's what we do. I think you're right. It is defense related. We've already hit the defense. It doesn't matter. We have that. Let's add the condition again. So, like, they effectively sap the HP? Yes. If they choose the Fortify for the initial stat block. If not, we're going to see what else we do. So now we're going to bring this one up. This one is for marked as prey. Marked as prey. Hunter only. All right, now we're going to copy and paste this other one. Boom. Control C. The Animal Lord has advantage on attack rolls against the target until the start of the Animal Lord's next turn. Boom. Has advantage on attack rolls against the target until the start of the Animal Lord's next turn. This one we can make a save. So we can say for this one, we can actually say this one is an agility save. And then we can say failure. The Animal Lord has advantage on attack rolls against the target until the start of the Animal Lord's next turn. What does this do? Condition action. Interesting. All right. So now we're going to do our final one, which is boom, boom, boom. And this one is called Pesky Swarm. And this one is for Sage only. All right. Then the target, Control C. The target has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the end of its next turn. The target has disadvantage, so we'll just say disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the end of its next turn. I feel like we word that differently. Features. What am I looking for? I'm looking for something that's similar. I'm wording this weird. I know I'm wording it weird, and I'm forgetting why it's worded weird. Oh, I see part of it over here. Has ADV. On attack rolls against the target until the start of the Animal Lord's next turn. The target has disadvantage on attack rolls, and... Oh, I know why. I can't show the screen, but I know why. Okay. Alright. Calm down. I got it. Skill checks. That's what I'm thinking of. There's skill checks. Not the bees! I like that with the Forager. It's like they gather HP from the target. Yeah, it's brutal, but like in a cool way. On attack rolls and skill checks. Whoop. Skill checks. All right. So we got that one down. Next up, we have spell casting. The Animal Lord casts one of the following spells, requiring no material components and using wisdom as the spellcasting ability. Oh my god, we got spells. Alrighty, so we got to add something. We're going to our features, spellcaster. So let's go ahead and add this in. This is a nice thing that they made to make it a little bit fair. So we're going to go to our features. We're going to add a feature. We're going to call this spellcaster. So the creature, Animal Lord, can't make opportunity attacks, but can engage in spell duels using their... Alright. So we have Animal Friendship, Animal Messenger, Speak with Animals. We have Awaken, Greater Restoration, and we have Animal Shapes and Sunburst. I don't... Actually, we may be able to get away with not having this. Animal Friendship, Animal Message, Speak with Animals, Awaken, Greater Restoration, and Animal Shapes. You know what? I think we can get away with that. Delete the feature, yeah. Because I feel like almost all of those are kind of things you can just like get away with, you know what I mean? But as far as attack enhancements go, oh yeah, Animal Spirit. We need to make this, let's make this 2 action points to use. Radiant Ray, 1/1. So we got 2, and then it's another action point to do all that nonsense. Let's look at some features, some enhancements. We have Prone, Grapple, Power, Slow, Poisoned, Rend, Burn, Impair, Hinder. I wouldn't mind Hinder. Physical save, and then failure. Honestly, you know what? Maybe it just doesn't need any. It's already doing a lot. I think we're good not having an attack enhancement. Reactions, we have a bonus action, so we can just add that. So I made bonus actions, I think reactions in here. I thought I did. No, I made them a bonus action. The Animal Lord shapeshifts into a huge or smaller version of the animal it represents, or medium or small human would, or it returns to its true form. Its game statistics, other than its size, are the same in each form. Any equipment is wearing its... That's as a bonus action. Do we have any fun reactions that would fit? Featherfall, Hellish Rebuke, Limited, Foresight. I didn't do that one yet. Parry, Potent, didn't do that one. Shriek, Split, Unnerving Gaze, Redirect Attack, Mind Corrosion, Sticky Shield, Watery Rebuke, Whirlwind of Sand, Pursuit, Uncanny Dodge, Warding Charm. We already have Numa. I don't know what you just typed. That's scary. You know what? I think we're good. I don't think we need anything else with that. All right. So let's figure this out. Honestly, I think we're good to move on to Apex features. So this says legendary actions. It has 3. So that's something we can directly translate. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Monster can spend any number of legendary action points at the end of any PC's turn. These reset after each round of combat. There we go. All right, Apex features. It says in the book, immediately after another creature's turn, the Animal Lord can expend a use to take one of the following actions. The Animal Lord regains all expended uses at the start of each of its turns. Basically the same thing. So the first thing we have is Feral Strike. Feral Strike. And let's see, did they send this one as well? Yeah. Awesome. So we're going to copy, and then we're going to paste. This is so helpful, being able to do this. The Animal Lord. So Animal and Lord moves up to its speed without provoking opportunity attacks. And it makes 1 rend attack. So I'm going to bold that to further emphasize that. That's kind of wild. The Animal Lord moves up to its speed without provoking opportunity attacks and makes 1 rend attack. Woo! That's awesome. And then the final one is Radiant Strike. The Animal Lord makes 1 Radiant Ray attack. Oh, that's it. Okay. The Animal Lord makes 1 Radiant Ray attack. That's it. Radiant Strike. And that's kind of all we need, unless there's another page. All right, so now we just have to go back. Knowing what we know now, let's save the draft, and let's figure out what our role is. So this stat block greatly depends on what you pick, right? It greatly depends on if you pick a forager, a hunter, or a sage for your stat block. So do we have anything? It's not, let's see. We have a warden, patrols and defends a designated area. Honestly, warden might work because they're a guardian. Deception and illusions, tank. A summoner, it could be called that. Attacks from a distance, could be that. Agile and quick, strikes and retreat. Honestly, maybe a skirmisher, guardian. You're thinking guardian. Protects a specific area or treasure with unwavering resolve. I'm kind of feeling that. Hunter is literally one of the things. Lackey, lurker, scout. Honestly, guardian might be... I think we're going to have to go with guardian. All right. And then for resistances, all of these can be very dependent on your animal, I'm guessing. Like cold, for example, you might be an animal that really like thrives in the cold. So but you also might not be an animal that thrives in the cold. You might be one that thrives better in the heat, right? So I'm kind of feeling... I kind of feel like we should just leave the resistance. I think I'm going to put a poll up in the YouTube chat for my YouTube viewers. Yeah, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll in the YouTube chat. Do we raise the resistance amount? Yes or no? Start. All right, so the poll is up on YouTube. So if you're listening, vote in the poll. Do we raise the resistance for this creature, this monster, or do we keep it where it's at, where it's resistance 1 for everything? Ah, my drink is finished. All right, let's see. I'm going to give it about 30 more seconds. I clicked the wrong thing. I meant to do yes. Let's see how many votes we have so far. All right, we have 1 vote. And the vote said no, but Aliant meant yes. Aliant, what do you think we're raising it to? Because we can raise it up like another point, or we could just say like resistance half. Give it MDR? Ooh. Give it MDR. What did you think? MDR 2? Like 1, 2? And then I don't know, make all of these half? Yeah, what would y'all think of that? I like the idea that Flame Master had. Give it MDR, so we have MDR of 2, and then resistance, cold, fire, and mystical half. Maybe MDR 1 and keep resistances at 1 or 2. You know what? I believe they said in the Jado thing that for like MDR and stuff, if you're going to raise it, you take it away from... That's the damage. Oh, they took away some of the stuff in here. They have regional resistances. Regional resistances. That's funny. That's really funny. Cold for north. So yeah, resistance half. Shoot. I think I'm going to leave this. Let's save the draft. Let's preview it. I remember that coach said that you should never raise MDR and PDR over 1. Oh, yeah. I don't know how you guys feel about damage reduction. I'm not its biggest fan. I'm not the biggest fan of damage reduction as a concept in the game. Or at least like the way it works, right? I get it. It doesn't feel great running it or playing it. I feel damage reduction 1 is good. That's the only damage reduction it would have. Like, it's wild to me that, like, you could have, like at a higher level, damage reduction of 1 doesn't really mean much, right? If it's low, damage reduction is good enough. If it's low. I guess. I don't know. I might just remove the damage reduction and keep the resistances as half. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove the damage reduction, keep the resistances as half. I mean, PDR 1 is immensely helpful. At lower levels, yeah. If you're at a high level, though, I don't think it's that helpful. I mean, yeah, it's 1 point, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. It's super helpful at low levels. At high levels, when you're fighting this thing, it doesn't feel like who's playing a high level I don't know. I don't know about you and the rest of the internet. I actually play up to the high levels. I actually play up to level 20. I don't know why the internet is, our group never gets to level 20. Do it. What's stopping your DM? What's stopping you? Oh, I'm trying to pace them better. High level sucks. Blah, blah, blah. So fix it. It's hard to balance. Fix it. Lazy Dungeon Master has great rules for how to fix it. The new 2024 rules in D&D. There's no excuse. High level's much easier now. You seen these monsters? These are crazy. God, we have so many more monsters to go. We are on page 15. And our last monster is on page 373. I am a forever DM by choice. I am too. I like being a DM more than a player. Forever DM by choice, but always looking for a way out. Damn. All right. Ladies and gents, I'm saving the draft and I'm publishing it. Boom. Here it is. The Animal Lord. Oops, hold on. We already got to create a new draft. I did this last time. 2025. Publish. Boom. The Animal Lord 2025 Stat Luck is live on DC Crit. I can't believe we got through this thing. I thought it'd be a little bit longer than this, but
says, already hearted it.
Already hard. Oh my god, you did. That updated in real time. That's crazy. That's really cool. All right, guys. Our next stat block that we're going to be covering. Ooh. This is going to be very easy, but our next stat blocks are going to be animated objects. So in our next monster conversion stream, we're going to be covering animated armor, animated broom, animated flying sword, and animated rug of smothering. We got 4 stat blocks to cover. Oh, excuse me. We got 4 stat blocks to cover, each of them pretty easy. And we also have a 1d10 table for these. This takes up a whole page, has a really cool art piece. I'm not trying to spoil so much, but look at that art piece. Look at that. Look at that. That's cool. All right. This stream will be happening next Wednesday. There is going to be a hard cutoff for that stream because I have an early flight the next morning. But I will make sure everything's packed so we can get our stream going. But next Wednesday, it'll be at 7:30 p.m. So it won't be at 6:30. It'll be at 7:30 because I'm going to be getting off of work and I need a little bit of a break before I go right into streaming. After you get through a large chunk of these monsters, do you think you'll make custom monsters? Maybe. Maybe. I already do make some custom monsters. But they're basically modified versions of already existing D&D monsters, just reflavored, recontextualized, or Pathfinder monsters. I often use the Tori method, where it's just as simple as it's like 2 lines of text. It's not even a stat block. It's just like 2 lines. So it'll literally be like that little information page that I use to make the stat blocks. It'll literally be like, I don't know, like mimic, +4 check, 3 action points, 10 health, 4 damage. 18 PD, 19 MIMD. Like it'll read like that. Like the T and Tori video about simplifying stat blocks, it is exactly that I use 90% of the time. When it's a really planned out session, I will then use like the stat blocks, like I'll get them prepped in advance. But if I'm needing to like make some last minute things or add some last minute minions or monsters or a random encounter, that's exactly what I use. I just do boom, boom, boom. Take an enemy from a game, convert it to DC20. Take an enemy from a game. The last game I did was a DC Comics DC20 game. So that would be a very interesting villain. But it's already in DC20. So, oops. Oh well. Oh, from a video game. I don't play many video games. So, like, the games I play are basically like, I play COD, Marvel Rivals, Indiana Jones, the Arkham games. That's about it. Minecraft. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this stream and want to be part of this monster building community, !Discord in the chat to join the Swordplay and Sorcery Discord server, where you can get access to this little how-to page where I create all right. Where I share like the stat blocks that I make. Like I share the template that I use. It's also where you can share your monsters, because the first Wednesday of every month we do a stream dedicated to reviewing your homebrew monsters live on stream. Patreon to join the Patreon and support. You get your name listed in the credits, and when I do get to make a video and have the time for it, you get early access to those videos. Guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a blast. It's time for me to head out, but you can find me in the Discord server if you want to continue chatting. Anyways, have a good night, everyone. Goodbye. I'm saying goodbye now.